Okay, we're in Fallout 4, and I've been having a lovely time aside from bugs. Basically working on my house. So a bit into the game, you're going to get this thing called Sanctuary, which is basically where you used to live before the war. And I just wanted to make this because I didn't see a ton of things about it as far as just going over general building and construction of your area. I have like trading areas set up, and defenses, and food. And first of all, I just want to talk about supplies. So you're going to get a ton of junk. So you go into your inventory, and there's this junk folder. Well, yeah, actually it is a folder because it's on your Pip-Boy. And you're going to basically, the best thing you can do in this game is just grab everything you can. You also get a companion at some point. Maybe not the dog, but an actual person. Like I have Piper because she's awesome.
Hey.
And you can trade and actually have her hold a bunch of stuff for you under the junk, which I don't have holding any right now, because after you do that, you can either hold on to it, but it takes quite a bit of your space and your waiting, or you can transfer it into your workshop. So I actually own multiple areas, so it's a little bit harder for me to do stuff, but I like to keep everything I own as far as construction items inside the workshop. That way it's just available, because this is my main area of building. I decided the other areas not that important. I go there, I scrap all the stuff once I control them, and then I bring it back to home base. The most important items that are the hardest to find are copper, and I want to say ceramics. Now you're like, oh, you know, those are everywhere, but they're actually really used in almost everything, and really hard to keep hold of. I say copper and ceramics because they're a very big aspect of actually your power grid. So I don't say like copy my design entirely, because the whole point of this is to build your own little pad. I think I've done an alright job for the amount of hours I spent on it. So you can also, I guess the first thing would be, you can assign people.
What have you got to trade today?
Not this guy. But anyways, because I actually have him assigned to the general store, which he is not at. This kind of pisses me off.
I need to assign someone to this.
So anyways, you hold down the menu button, or depending on what console you're on, and you can go up to somebody, depends on the character, and actually assign them to do certain things, as I've lost the guy. Move out of the way, Sturgis. He's your maintenance guy. Everybody likes to just stand in the way in this game. Anyways, go up to him, you command, and you can basically run over to the store area, and you can press A, or whatever it is on your game, to assign him to that particular place. But he's assigned to the general store, which he does never seems to go to, but you know, they go there. I also have Preston, which is one of the guys you meet. He's assigned to the bar, but he's off on a mission right now. For now, I'd like to take a look at my actual house. So this is what I've been working on as far as my area. I got a couple bobbleheads, and this is my bedroom. See, I got a working TV, which is pretty cool, and a working light bulb, and a desk where I keep a bunch of cool stuff, swag items. You know, little knickknacks on my journey. I also build like basketball hoop and a bunch of sentries. Okay, so now we move on to another very important aspect, and that is food production. So when you're across the wasteland, you'll basically find these natural wild plants, you know, like corn and everything, or you'll find them in dead bodies. You can bring them back, and you can actually plant these and grow a farm, as I don't hold it long enough. I see I got that guy assigned to doing this, where he's actually collecting the resources or tending to the garden. So you go under resources, water. We have water over there, and we also have water attached to the river with the larger thing. This actually has to be put into a body of water. And we have food. So basically I have a bunch of carrots. I got a row of carrots here I'm kind of putting down. Could you move? Why is the AI always in the way? And you just place it like that, and you're actually producing food and stuff. And they grow, and you can come and just constantly, you know, harvest it. So I just go like this.
Seems to be growing
and I can
well.
harvest it, and I can grow it somewhere else. Got melons and everything. So all the kind of food items that are natural, you can just plant. Like I got another bigger garden going on over here. This one's newer. And after covering that, I want to talk about my power grid. Now it's a bit congested, and that was because I was doing a main campaign thing where you need to build this teleporter. And not really spoilerish at all, I don't think. So basically, power is an interesting thing. So everything, you know, that's electronic needs power. So my first test was creating this spotlight with power. So it only, like, you know, really shows at night, but you get the point. So I suggest if you're just starting out to build windmills. They're the easiest, they don't require as many components, and they're relatively easy going. While they don't provide as much power as the larger units, they definitely are a good start. So as far as building, you're going to need to connect the wires, and that's where I actually had a lot of issues from, was actually getting the wire system going. As I try to collect this wire here. Store, yep. Alright. So this is my recruitment radio beacon where I'm actually recruiting people. So you're going to want to build your windmill. And then is it easy as connecting wires? So you're going to need to connect a wire to one of these pylons, whether it be the large pylon like this one or another pylon. And from there you simply click the attach wire button, move your wire along, and attach it right there. Bam, and that creates a circuit. Now there's a lot of issues in why you need to use these pylons is you can't have the wire running too low. This is actually pretty low, but it still allows it. It'll show a red line if you can't. And from there, you just simply connect the wire into your power source, and voila, so you can see a bit of the light there. And it works. You need to actually have a certain amount of power for the area and, you know, such like that. For housing, you can actually connect, you can see the windmill to there, connect it over to this light box. Now we're having power issues again, mainly because I haven't reconfigured things after doing the teleporter. The light switch, you turn it on, and you'll have power. Like I do for my light bulb and my TV, which is really good. Now while my happiness is at on a max, there's not a ton of people yet, my area is growing, which is great. And just scrapping resources. Again, you know, scrap pretty much all the useless stuff you need on the side and really hold on to your components and such, as you're going to need them for defense. You actually need to build turrets and sentries in order to get that up, or little structures. And you can assign people to them to defend. And there is a ton of items you can build. There's going to be a lot more once they add modding in. But right now there's just great set kind of thing of what you can build. And there's also so many like decorative, miscellaneous, or even structures that you can create. And as far as structures go, I just want to show off my little side area here. Now it's not too impressive, I was just kind of putting it together. And you can actually build like a whole little separate housing area if you clear out houses and space. Go to reception and walk in. I thought this was a nice start. So you're going to want beds and stuff for people so that they come in and they can grow your community, right? And that is the ultimate goal of this. It's kind of like a fun homemaker, which I'm loving. I really am just loving this mode. And now I want to go on to discuss what I think is fairly important, is the actual touring system. Well, I don't have it really set up well because these guys don't listen to me and go here. And I think you need a bit larger of a population to do stuff. These are the routes. So you're going to need to actually, let me load up the perk chart. To do this, you will need a local leader rank 2. So you're going to need to put 2 XP points into this perk. And I believe they also require a certain level with them as well. And also you're going to need to level up your medic as well if you want to make a clinic, which I think I'm finally able to actually produce. And you go over to stores. And there's also varying, you know, amounts of stores. I don't have enough caps right now, but I can actually, you know, build a clinic when I get some more bottle caps. But these things actually cost money. Nothing else in the Wasteland really costs money, like bottle caps, except for like building these that I've noticed so far. I believe that pretty much sums it up. For basics, I guess if people don't know, give me a sec. You can use your triggers to rotate the beds. You simply click A to build them. Steel, cloth, and wood are the most abundant resources available. Honestly, like, there's no way you can run out of these things. And I hope that covers everything, or at least, you know, a good example of it. In the future, I might do more kind of house making, because this is actually my favorite part of Fallout 4 is the construction and the building. And I think this is a good start, and should be helpful to some people as far as getting started, because I sat here for a long time just trying to figure out what to do, what you were allowed to do. And this particular area is really cool, and I definitely suggest picking this as your permanent building area, because you see the green around, you actually get a massive spot to build. And I'll also, I guess, show off some other locations you can build at. See the data here. Here are my workshops. I have a pile of locations and a bunch of people. Now we can look at the map. Here's one of them. This is actually a really growing up and coming settlement. And if we go over here, Outpost Zingmana, that was basically set up itself. And a lot of them seem to be like really close together. As far as I'm concerned, Starlight, I just kind of gutted that one. And then I have some on the far end too. Kind of like, this is one. Basically anything that's like farming and stuff, once you do missions for them, they can join your group. Again, I hope this helped and gave you, a bit of information. And good luck on your settlement.